Welcome children. I hope you all have enjoyed the last class. Children, now we are going to learn about transportation. Transportation is a system in which passengers and goods are carried from one place to another. Transport system is considered as the lifeline of a country. Earlier man travelled on foot or used animals for transport. With the discovery of wheel, transport was made easier and gradually different means of transport were developed. There are three major means of transport in the world: landways, waterways and airways. First, let's learn about roadways. The Indian roads are cost efficient and the most popular dominant mode of transport linking different parts of our country. The roads are classified into village roads, district roads, state highways, national highways, golden quadrilateral super highways, expressways, borderways and international highways. In first, village roads. This link different villages with towns. They are maintained by village panchayat. Then district roads. This link the towns with the district headquarters. They are maintained by the corporations and municipalities. Then state highways. This link the state capitals with the different district headquarters. The roads are constructed and maintained by the state public works department. The state highway runs to a length of 1,31,899 km. Now, national highways. This links the state capitals with national capital. They are the primary road system of our country and are maintained by the Central Public Works Department. Children, now let's know about some interesting facts. The shortest national highway is NH 47A. It runs from Ernakulam to Kochi. This port covering a distance of 5.9 km. Then the longest national highway NH7. It runs from Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh to Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu, covering the distance of 2,369 km. Now, Golden Quadrilateral Super Highways is a major road development project launched by the Government of India. It runs to a length of 14,846 km connecting the major cities of India. It includes 6 lanes super highways running to a length of 5,846 km connecting the 4 metropolitan cities Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi and Calcutta. Then North-South Corridor. This linking Srinagar to Kanyakumari. East-West Corridor connecting Silchar to Porbandar. Run to a total length of 7,300 km. Now, the main objectives of the Golden Quadrilateral Super Highway is providing connectivity, speed and safety. They are meant to reduce the travel time and link the metropolitans closer. These projects implemented by the NHAI, which means National Highway Authority of India. Then expressways. Expressways are the technologically improved high-class roads in the Indian road network. They are 6-lane roads. They run to a length of more than 200 kilometers. New Mumbai and Pune road is an example for expressway. Then border roads. Border roads are the roads constructed along the northern and northeastern borders of our country. These roads are maintained and constructed by Border Roads Organization, which was set up in 1960 by the Government of India. BRO is regarded as a symbol of nation building, national integration and an inseparable component in maintaining the security of the country. Then international highways. International highways are the roads that link India with neighboring countries for promoting harmonious relationship with them. Now, railways. Railways are considered as the backbone of the surface transport system of India. It promotes national integration by bringing people together. It also promotes trade, tourism, education, etc. Railways help in commercialization of the agriculture sector by facilitating the quick movement of perishable goods. It role in transporting raw materials to industries and finished goods to markets is invaluable. Indian railway network is the largest in Asia and second largest in the world. For operations and management, the Indian Railways is organized into 16 zones. Northern Railway in Delhi, North Western Railway in Jaipur, North Central Railway in Allahabad, North Eastern Railway in Gorakhpur, Eastern Railway in Calcutta, East Coast Railway in Bhubaneswar, East Central Railway in Jabalpur, West Railway in Mumbai, Southern Railway in Chennai, South Central Railway in Secunderabad, South Eastern Railway in Calcutta, South East Central Railway in Bilaspur. The Northern Railway accounts for the longest route length, followed by the Western Railway. Now, Konkan Railway. One of the important achievements of Indian Railway has been construction of Konkan Railway in 1998. It connects Roha in Maharashtra to Mangalore in Karnataka and the track measures 760 km. It considered as an engineering marvel. On its routes, the railway crosses 146 rivers and streams, nearly 2000 bridges and 73 tunnels. Asia's longest tunnel, nearly 6.44 km long in this route. The state of Maharashtra, Goa and Karnataka are the partners in this undertaking. Now, Metro Railway in India. There are 8 cities with metro rail connectivity in India. They are Calcutta, Chennai, Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Kochi, Jaipur. The metro in Calcutta is the first one in India. It is also called as Mass Rapid Transit System. As of September 2018, India has 507 km of operational metro lines and 381 stations. Now, pipeline transport. Pipeline provided a very convenient mode of transport to connect oil and natural gas fields, refineries and to the markets. In the past, these were used to transport water to cities and industries. Now, Advantages of pipelines. Pipeline can be laid through difficult terrain as well as underwater. Initial cost of laying pipeline is high, but subsequent cost for maintenance and operation is low. It ensures steady supply and minimizes transshipment delays. Pipeline operation involves very low consumption of energy. There are three important pipeline networks in our country. From oil fields in Upper Assam to Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh via Baruni and Allahabad. From Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab via Viramgam, Madura, Delhi and Sonipat. Gas pipeline from Azira in Gujarat connect Jagadishpur in Uttar Pradesh via Vijaypur in Madhya Pradesh. Now, waterways. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport. They are most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky goods at low cost. It is a fuel efficient and environmental friendly mode of transport. Waterways are classified into inland waterways and ocean routes. In first, inland waterways. India has an extensive network of inland waterways in the form of rivers, canals and backwaters. The total navigable length is 14,500 km, out of which 5,685 km of rivers and 400 km of canals are used by mechanized crafts. Then, ocean routes. India has a long coastline of 7,516 km with 13 major and 187 medium and minor ports located along the coast. These ports handle 95% of the country's foreign trade. The major ports are managed and controlled by Port Trust under the Government of India. The medium and minor ports are controlled by the state governments. The major ports along the west coast are Kandla, Mumbai, Marmagova, Mangalore and Cochin. The major ports along the east coast are Chennai, Ennur, Visakhapatnam, Paradip and Tuticorin. Air transport. Airways are the quickest, costliest, most modern and comfortable means of transport. Air transport facilitates connectivity on a national, regional and international scale. It has made accessibility easier by connecting difficult terrains like high mountains and sandy deserts. It carries passengers, freight and mail. Air transport plays a key role in times of emergency as well as in the event of natural and man-made calamities like floods, epidemics and wars. Air transport in India made a beginning on 18th February 1918 when Henry Pickett carried a mail from Allahabad to Nainik. Next, domestic airways fly within the boundaries of a country and international airways connect major cities of the world. The Indian Airlines and Air India are the two airline services run by the Government of India. Indian Airlines provides the domestic air services and Air India provides international air services. Presently, there are 19 designated international airports available in the country. These airports are managed by Airports Authority of India. Some of them are Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose International Airport in Calcutta, Chennai International Airport in Chennai, Indira Gandhi International Airport in Delhi, Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport in Mumbai, Thiruvananthapuram International Airport in Thiruvananthapuram, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport in Ahmedabad, Bangalore International Airport in Bangalore, Rajiv Gandhi International Airport in Hyderabad, etc. Besides this, there are about 80 domestic airports and about 25 civil enclaves at defense airfields. Then, Pawan Hans Helicopter Limited. Pawan Hans Helicopter Limited has been providing helicopter support services to the petroleum sector, including ONGC and Oil India Limited. It is a public sector company based in New Delhi. It often provides services to various state governments in India, particularly Northeast India Inter-Island, ferry services in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, services to Lakshadweep Island, etc. Next, Airports Authority of India. Airports Authority of India was constituted in 1995. It provides security to Indian airports. AAI under the Ministry of Civil Aviation is responsible for creating, upgrading, maintaining and managing civil aviation infrastructure in India. Children, there is a video which gives more information. Watch it and enjoy. Okay children, thank you. Have a nice day.